do you come up with ideas? Which hole should you be pulling your ideas out of? Are ideas best pulled out of your arse? Oh, that felt gross just saying. Why did I write that down? That line was a bad idea. When pulling ideas out of your arse, you'll encounter both good and bad ideas. You can't avoid the bad ideas because you can't see them before they leave your bum. So you can't be afraid of the bad ideas. You must pull them out of your arse and give them a proper chance before dismissing them as shit. Oh, that gives me a good idea for a quote. 2 seconds. When pulling things out of your arse, sometimes you'll get a good idea, but most of the time you'll just be handling shit. So, initially this whole pulling things out of your arse tangent seemed like a bad idea, but look, after not much deliberation, we've ended up with a grade A Instagram caption. I could see this being printed on cheap tat in Poundland. I suppose that in a way, ideas are a bit like babies. Everyone can agree that when a baby's born, it's a disgusting, horrible little smelly creature covered in gross lady slime, but if you avoid the urge to drown that baby or kick it like a rugby ball, after a few years, it could turn into Brad Pitt. Thing is, you can't know until you see the process through. Look at Jeffery Dahmer, for example. Now, for all of Jeffrey's faults, you can't deny that he was a man who believed in resiliently seeing an idea through. Now, I'm sure most of you know Jeffrey Dahmer's story already, but for those who don't, let me bring you up to speed. Jeffrey was a man with a problem. Several problems, but most important, at least to Jeffrey, was loneliness. Jeffrey needed a friend, one that would really be there for him night and day. So one day, Jeffrey had a bright idea. "I know," said Jeffrey, "I'll make a friend." Jeffrey wasn't talking about finding a local Dungeons and Dragons group or even joining the canoe club. Oh no, Jeffrey thought that maybe, just maybe, if you drill a hole in a man's head in just the right place and then pour acid into that hole, you could make a sort of subservient zombie person. A friend that would hang out in your apartment all day and never complain about the smell. A companion that would stick with you through thick and thin, kind of like a DIY lobotomy buddy. Jeffrey wasted no time in turning inspiration into reality. He got to work on his first attempt. Now, that first attempt obviously died quite a horrible, painful death, but that didn't stop Jeffrey from dusting himself off and giving it another go. Giving it 16 more goes, actually. Jeff never made his friend, but not for lack of trying. The point I'm trying to make here, I think, other than that Jeffrey Dahmer was not a great guy, is this. Imagine if you had the same level of focus and persistence when it comes to achieving the things that you want to achieve. Who knows, by now you could be a small business owner, or just not such a fat slob. I, for one, can't maintain focus. In fact, I'm going to derail the focus of this video right now. I'll tell you what, it's really frustrating to think the way that I think. I don't mean in the sense that I overthink or anything like that, I mean the way that my brain comes up with and processes thoughts. It's like 150 different thoughts will enter my brain in quick succession without time to properly address any of them. It's almost like, rather than thinking in full coherent paragraphs, I'll think in the beginnings of sentences. Let me try and show you. The next segment of this video is meant to be a sketch that illustrates ADHD, but I don't like it, so I've cut it. Thing is, there's a couple of plot points that you need to know within that sketch. First is, I think quickly, but not in the intelligent sense. It's chaotic and stupid and leads to lots of distraction. The second one is, after flaking multiple times on commitments to go out with a friend named Sandra, I've arranged once more to go out with her. Thinking like this is really frustrating sometimes, but a hidden benefit of having this accelerated sort of schizophrenic way of thinking is that I do get lots of ideas popping up into my head. Like I mentioned earlier, a good 85% of these ideas will be, well, completely useless and really quite annoying. But the other 15% of the time, I'll think of something that, at least in the moment, seems like a really good idea, something that's worth exploring. That is, if I remember to write it down. Therein lies the hard part though, the exploration, the development of your shiny new idea. That process is pretty difficult to navigate. It appears to me that in a sense, good ideas are 10 a penny, and though having a good idea is a prerequisite to doing a successful thing,
It's also really just the first step, and its importance only pales in comparison to the importance of the follow-through, the execution of the idea. A mediocre idea executed really well will result in a better product than a good idea executed really poorly. I'll be honest, I don't like this revelation, that the importance of the execution dwarfs the importance of the idea, because I find that whole good execution thing really daunting and scary. You have this perfect little idea in your head, and then you try and translate it into something material, and oftentimes, more often than not, I've found, you can't translate it. You end up with something different, less perfect, and that makes you put into question lots of things. Your own skills, your own judgment, and not least the actual quality of the original idea. If having a great idea feels like being on the intense, short-lived, and perhaps deluded feeling of self-worth and gratification, fuck yeah, we figured it out, man. This is it. We've cracked the code right here. 9/11 the musical. Oh my god, how has nobody else ever thought of this? Andrea Bocelli can play Bush. It's going to be a smash hit. Oh my god, I am a millionaire. Well, if having that idea is the high, then trying to execute that idea is the grueling come down, the unwelcome intrusion of reality. Oh my god, what the hell was I thinking? I mean, 9/11 the musical. What the fuck? What a fucking idiot. I suck. How could I have possibly thought that that was a good idea? I gotta stop drinking. Maybe that take is a little over pessimistic and macabre. That philosophy seems a little like the opposite of the idea of manifestation, which, as I understand it, is the premise that you can call upon universal energies to make your great ideas come true by way of a can-do attitude, undying self-belief, and I think mood boards. I'm making fun here, but I think that actually there really is something to manifestation. You only have to look at some of its success stories to see that. Anecdotally, I know at least one person who's very into the idea of manifestation. He treats The Secret like a religious text, the whole shebang. And this guy is in his early 20s and has, in fact, built a multi-million-pound business. Beyond that, he's also happy and driven. He attributes lots of this to manifestation and the law of attraction. I think you'd be ignorant to shrug away the whole idea because it seems a little woo-woo. Placebo or not, if it works, it works. I think that you can boil manifestation, as I understand it, down, and what you're really left with is focus and meditation on a specific goal. I think it's obvious why that's effective, but I think actually the religious element of manifestation plays a big part in its efficacy, if only psychological rather than supernatural. Self-belief, confidence, and drive are arguably the most important catalysts to success. And when you practice manifestation, you're taught to, in a way, emulate all of these things. You're taught that the universe, in essence a divine presence, is assisting you in achieving what you want to achieve. All you need to do is stay focused and follow the rituals. The universe will do the rest. What that mindset looks like, if you take away the word manifestation, is someone trusting in the process and believing that it's not entirely in their hands. That belief that it's not all up to you is a good thing, because in a sense, your ego is removed from the picture. Your success is not entirely dependent on you getting everything right all of the time, and this can do a lot to improve your resilience and your self-esteem. I think this mindset functions in much the same way as undying self-belief. Maybe that's the gift from the universe, tricking you into self-confidence. It works, I'm not knocking it. Who knows, maybe if I read The Secret, all of my dreams will come true. Has anyone ever successfully manifested an extra 6 inches of height? Oh fuck, I meant to be meeting Sandra!